Hello, 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 Lagos. Hello, Nigeria. It is such a big pleasure to be on the driving seat of the safety train again. And before you open your eyes and close it, the year is racing past again. Imagine, where did all the 20 days after in the new year go to? My guest is calling already. She's calling already. All right. My name remains Fayo Williams, but I am going to be joined by Modupe Adeyinka Oni. She'll be speaking to us on the International Day of Education themed AI and Education Challenges and Opportunities. Hello, Dupe. Are you on the other end?
Fayo.
Oh, hello. It's so interesting for us both to be speaking on radio today. For those who don't know, Dupe Adeyinka Oni and I have been childhood friends ever since we were in nappies, right, Dupe?
That is correct.
And everybody's veered into one area or the other, but education has brought us together today, and we will be talking about navigating the AI era, giving safety tips, dishing them out to the teachers and parents. So let me quickly read a little bit of the profile of my guest. Mrs. Modupe Adeyinka Oni is a visionary educator and serial entrepreneur with a remarkable track record spanning over 4 decades. Her tireless efforts to revolutionize Nigeria's educational landscape have led to the establishment of Standard Bearer School, iAfrica Cloud School Foundation, and the EduLab 360 learning platform. I wish I had my shekere to ring here, because it's not an easy feat for you to have done that, Dupe. Well done. And she just has that strong belief that quality education is the key to unlocking Nigeria's potential. So she's committed to bridging the educational inequality gap by ensuring that every child has access to safe and inclusive learning environments. So, Dupe, that is your profile. Can you please say hello to all my listeners in your lingua franca? So I want you to dish out that Ijebu right now to say hello to my listeners from all over Lagos.
Wow.
I'm testing the teacher. I'm testing you. You think? Don't worry. That would have to pass. They would have to accept that. Ekrole. Okay. And the Eweso is there and co, but
That's true.
Don't worry. Lagosians have heard you. And now we need to really hit the ground running. I would like to find out from you, Dupe, what are some of the examples of AI being used in classrooms and at home to support learning? Which AI tools and platforms are in use to support learning both in the home and in the classroom?
Okay, so basically AI is something that has come to all of us by surprise. And in the classroom, we must remember that a lot of people are still trying to grapple with technology. But if I look at it from my neck of the wood, talking about private schools, you hear children talking about Siri and Google Assistant and Alexa, and all these ones help them to answer questions, controls. For some children who are privileged to be living in smart homes, they know how to use it to control devices and, of course, to play music. But in the classroom today, because I work with a lot of teachers, both in private and in the last mile category of schools, you find that they are just even beginning to understand that their Android phone is actually a smart phone
device,
and that they can use it to improve or enhance their teaching and learning. So for a lot of schools today, basically what a lot of teachers are learning to do is to talk to Meta or to talk to Gemini and ask questions. Say, for example, they want to build a more robust lesson plan and they want to bring up to date with global standards, they will ask for help. They use it to find resources that they can use to enhance their teaching and learning. A lot of them are using it for personal development, but especially it's for everybody within the school system now to help them stay current, because we come to understand that we no longer exist in this small country called Nigeria, but we belong to part of a very big global village.
True.
And for that reason, everybody is trying to jump on the AI wave.
Yeah. But if I may say something, Dupe, I would apologize possibly to my listeners who may not be totally familiar with what AI is. Can we say a little bit about what exactly do we mean when we say AI, which is artificial intelligence? Can you kind of define it for us so that everybody can be on the same page? We shouldn't just assume, really. My bad. I should have started there. We cannot say everyone knows exactly what artificial intelligence means. Does it mean I borrow a brain to add to my brain, or what exactly? So can you please, in a nutshell, see whether you can kind of define it so that everyone can be on the same page?
Well, like you said, in a nutshell, let me give it my own definition.
Yeah.
AI simply means artificial intelligence, and it is an advanced stage of technology that is not designed to replace the human brain, but it's like technology has been trained to gather information from all over the internet and pull information together very fast so that you get answers in real time. AI can be used in all spheres of endeavor. With anything that you're thinking of now, there's an AI solution that can help you make it easier. So think of AI as that software that can technically make your life easier and can help you to think through things in a smarter, faster way. And it's not as laborious as you going into the library to look through dictionary.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yes.
Do you remember those encyclopedias?
It takes away all that and allows you to go straight to the answer that you're looking for. And the beautiful thing is that it does give you options. And so,
that's it. Beautiful.
And one thing about AI is that AI, you need to train it for whatever you do. So as an educator now, it's important that I train whatever AI I'm using to understand my environment so it can feed me more accurate answers. Because the more I prompt it, the more it understands what I'm looking for and the kind of environment I'm operating in, and can give me more accurate answers.
Beautiful. And just to follow up, on your beautiful response, Dupe, yesterday I used AI to create a workbook for a session I was delivering on vision setting and SMART goals, for trainee vocational students. So I wanted them to have a good, to conjure up a vision for their lives, a vision that would show them in good employment, and also to set goals on personal development, on family, on career. And it brought out, a very, very beautiful 3-page workbook for my students, okay? And even today, I wanted to brief someone on designing a website. So I asked ChatGPT to give me features of a mobile-friendly, user-friendly, e-commerce website. And before you could say Jack Robinson, I had all the features at my fingertips. But as with all good things, Dupe, we are going to look at the downside. You know, this program is all about safety. So the next question for you is to identify the risks associated with AI in education. You know, how can teachers and parents work together to mitigate this risk if a student knows that I don't even have to know my times table, I don't need to know the, parts of a digestive system. All I have to do is to ask AI. You know, how do we prevent that kind of response, from students?
So I'm glad that, for once, in Nigeria, we're not as advanced as the rest of the world. Because, right now, we're learning from what the West is experiencing. So they see that with AI, critical thinking is no longer there like it used to be, because they're not training the children's brains. The children are just simply depending on AI.
Wow.
And that, of course, problem solving, it's making them lazy. So for us in Nigeria and across Africa, I believe that we will learn from what is happening now, because you see a country like Sweden suddenly getting up and reversing and saying that the technology as itself hasn't been that good for the children, because they are finding out that the children are becoming lazy. Wow. And so Sweden now we're going back to textbooks, we're going back to writing in exercise books.
My gosh.
We're going to limit the technology, and of course with all that, they're limiting AI.
Wow, because Sweden is one of the countries where you have the highest number of unicorns. They're always doing hackathons and everything, so that is really, really a big blow, if I could put it that way.
When I saw it, I was like, finally somebody is saying what I've always thought.
Okay.
But for us in Nigeria, I think what we need to be careful of is that, with AI, we can't trust it 100%. So it's important that we know that there are certain biases that if we don't tweak the biases in favor of our Nigerian and African context, our children easily be swayed into Western thinking.
All right.
So that is one risk for me.
For us.
But I think that, I think that to mitigate against that, teachers need to continue to encourage their children to train the AI that they use by giving it very accurate prompts. Don't generalize your instruction. I tell people, don't even try to write down your instruction. Talk to AI, because in your rambling, you get a lot more emotion and context into your question that AI can sieve through to give you a better answer, response.
But I'm going to ask you to hold your thoughts, if you don't mind.
You have to ask questions right. And then parents need to ensure that this dependence on technology, over-reliance on AI, like I said, critical thinking and problem solving. So there should be forums where you are working with children and you tell them AI is not going to be welcome here.
It's not what?
Come with your brain.
Okay, come with your brain. All right, so come with your brain. I like that. Dupe, can I just ask you to pause your thoughts? Can you pause your thoughts while we take a quick traffic update? Then I'll come back to talk to you about the data privacy and the risks inherent in that. Thank you. Please hold your thoughts.
All right, you're still listening to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. The program is Safety Train with Fayo Williams. Quickly, within Victoria Island at the stand, there is a broken down containerized truck with mechanical problem at Akiadishola in with the law school with effect on traffic. A tow van has been contacted while traffic managers are there managing the situation. The backlog at Kilimanjaro at the moment, of course, it is closing hour, so it is inevitable that it will continue to linger. Please look out for that build-up and, if need be, use alternative routes.
Thank you for staying tuned to the Safety Train. We've been having a very, very interesting discussion with Modupe Adeyinka Oni, founder, iAfrica Cloud School Foundation, and the proprietor of Standard Bearer School. We have been discussing navigating the AI era, and she has been dishing out safety tips for teachers and parents. So Lagos, if you would like to join this conversation, you can dial 0809 9120 777. In the alternative, you can dial 091 5387 7127. You can send a WhatsApp number to 0809 9120 777 and join us in this discussion. We're right now at the point where Dupe Adeyinka Oni has told us that in some situations, the teachers just tell the students, come with your brains. I don't want you to fully rely on AI, okay? And that's what we were talking about. And then she mentioned data protection as one other risk that she is going to expatiate on right now, right, Dupe?
Yes.
Yes, please.
So it's data privacy. We have to remember that everything we give to AI stores. So there are certain things that if we feel that this is private, and I would say this more for people maybe who are having ideas, don't reveal everything to AI. You can ask AI to give you a guideline on how to go about something, but then from that guideline you go ahead to build your documents and all that. And for the children in class, they have to be careful, because when they use AI, the issue of plagiarism can come up, because they can get a document or an idea, but they find out that it actually originally belonged to somebody else. So what they need to learn to say to AI is, I want an original thought, or take my original thought and build around it.
Okay, take my original thought and build around it. Okay.
Don't just go and bring me information from anywhere and everywhere. Stay with me on this thought and help me to develop my thoughts.
Beautiful.
So that is one of the things. So,
there's something else coming up now in what you're saying. You know, how can teachers and parents address these privacy concerns? You know, privacy. How is it, you know, so that when I share the project, you know, I'm building up with my team of other students, how can I ensure that it remains within the four walls of that classroom once I've entered it into AI, like goes into some universal or global storage? So how do we address these privacy concerns while introducing students to AI tools?
Well, that's a deep one. I feel that because I'm not on the back end of technology, I'm just using it. My instinct tells me that there's certain things that I will not reveal. You have to keep. For example, when you're building technology, they'll say, "What is your sweet spot that you're sitting?" For example, I wouldn't tell AI my sweet spot until I've gone ahead to build
and patent it.
If I put my sweet spot out there, I've revealed it to everybody. Yeah, so.
Okay. So I get you. And again, you know, can we look at the best?
Apps and all that.
Okay.
They have to be a point where they draw back and then they depend on their own brains to figure it out. And instead of just AI do everything for me. And that's what I tell the girls when I'm working with them in Technovation Girls, that AI can help you up to a certain point. But if you want to win, you have to keep secrets to yourself and then develop that individually or within your team. Don't put it in AI.
All right.
AI, I think, in conclusion is that once you put something in AI, it's for everybody.
Once you put, can we just emphasize that once you put something in AI, it becomes available for everybody, right?
Yeah.
That is deep. So, Dupe, what are the strategies, the best strategies for teaching students to use AI responsibly without becoming over-reliant on it?
That's a good one. First and foremost, it's going to depend on the age. But I think the most important one is managing their screen time. You need to set limits because children and technology, they generally don't seem to have boundaries.
Honestly, it goes on endlessly.
Yeah, they just want to go on at it. Another thing would be that if you know your child is using AI to develop an idea, to develop a concept, don't leave your child to just go at it, because AI can take your child where you don't want your child to go. You need that project with your child to be able to monitor exactly what is going on. I think within the classroom setting, most times, if your children are working on a project, you yourself need to understand the goals, the objectives of what they're trying to do, so that even at that point, if you feel that they're trying to go into a space that is beyond their set or is beyond what our cultural nuances will accept, you can draw them back. So we can't stop them from using AI. We can't stop them from using technology.
Yeah.
It's their future, and they have to learn to use it responsibly now. But to do that, they need all the monitoring and guidance of a more knowledgeable adult who can help them to pull the brake when it's necessary.
All right. So I am going to have to pull the brakes right now too, because we need to take the last traffic update, and then I'm coming back, Dupe, for your final thoughts on this very important subject.
All right, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This time, let's remind you that within PWD, from Baladi Oshodi intersection to National, it's still a very good one, all through to Lazy Ikeja overpass, Sule Junction, on the entire stretch. You have it looking very good at this time with no record of breakdown.
Thank you very much, Taiwo. And now we're on the home stretch of the safety train. I have been speaking with Modupe Adeyinka Oni, a visionary educator, founder of Standard Bearer School, iAfrica Cloud School Foundation, and EduLab 360. We've been having a very interesting conversation around navigating the AI era, and she has been dishing out safety tips for teachers and parents. So, Dupe, as we go into the last lap, as I like to call it, on this program now, how do we, work on and avoid the scary things that AI shows these students sometimes? Because you find like a croissant or a loaf of bread on a plate, and before you know it, it starts crawling, turns into a millipede or something, and sometimes very young kids get really scared. And for teenagers, there are suggestions of some terrible things that these students can do, and some we have heard all over social media, they go ahead and execute those things. So how do we ensure that AI is being used ethically, responsibly, and with boundaries?
Okay, so you know how we say that the devil makes work for idle hands. If you just leave children to play with AI, that's when they can get into trouble. AI should be introduced to children at a time when they themselves are ready for not just technology, but for AI technology. And what do I mean? Today we understand that education is about not just the breadth in the terms of subjects that a child has to learn, but there's this thing about niche. Now, what I encourage parents is help your child to find their niche very early in life, because niche for me is like their God-given talent, gift.
Yes, their gift.
That is
whether musical, arts, right?
Or going to push them into their future.
Yeah.
And when children find that niche very early, all they want to do is dwell in that space. They want to know more. And so they deep dive into their niche area, be it technology, be it sports, be it creativity, be it design, whatever it is, be it even just history. Whatever a child loves, a child will stay there.
And will thrive in it.
Found a niche and is just playing around with AI. Is the child that can be trapped into something that is
like wrong or untoward.
Yeah, because when they go to AI, they're trying this and they're trying that and they're getting into this. And the more they try, the wider the reach of information they're asking AI to go get for them, the more risky it becomes.
True.
But if a child is just about, I want to code.
Exactly, and that's all they want to do. Then they can focus.
About biology, I want to learn about medicine. They go there.
Yeah.
If it's geography and climate change, they're there.
Yeah.
If it's art and creativity, I want to learn to sing, I want to learn to play a music instrument, I want to learn to sketch better, they stay there.
Yeah.
If
Agreed.
it's craft, they stay there. But when they don't know what they are doing there, they just know that there's this thing called AI, their classmates go, and so that's why I'm going.
They will be experimenting.
And so it is important that parents understand that in the future of work, as much as they have knowledge, they also need to have an area of focus, an area of interest. And the earlier they can help their child find that, it could be two initially.
And then they drill down.
So I'll give an example in closing.
Okay, you might have to make it very snappy because we are in the dying minutes.
Who went to a camp, and in that camp they taught her content creation, and it now became the thing. And all she's about is creating content. But her mother sits with her to ensure that her content is relevant to her age.
Yeah.
And also, it's about her learning new ways to create content. So she taught herself how to use CapCut. She taught herself how to use other design things. And she's taught expanding
in that area.
Amazing.
All right. So
she's going to
I
teach
really wish we really
That's what we need.
I really wish we had more time, Duke, but this has been wonderful. You've spoken about age-appropriate AI platforms. You've spoken about the risks. You've spoken about children finding a niche, and then parents doing their parenting role to supervise so that AI is not used irresponsibly. Thank you very much for joining me on the program this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Modupe Adeyinka Oni, I wish you a very beautiful evening. Thank you once again for coming. Bye-bye.
Thank you and bye.
Bye. And it's a wrap on the safety train this Tuesday, 21st of January. May I just give a shout out to a young gentleman whose birthday is today, Kadizuddin Williams. Happy birthday. I hope you can hear this wherever you are. And from me, Fayo Williams, I'll say the conversation continues. I'm available across social media on Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn at Fayo Williams is my handle. This program has been brought to you by Rely Supply Limited, makers of first aid boxes. If you would like a first aid box or training, you can call 0818 1313 156. Till I come your way again, it's via con Dios, which means go with God.
Without you, there won't be the roads. Without you, there won't be us. Therefore, observe the rules of driving. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.
When you have bars in the sky, onboard showers and award-winning in-flight entertainment, it's no surprise that Emirates was recently named the best airline in the world. We fly you to over 140 destinations, and with partners across the globe, we connect you to another 1,700 cities across 6 continents. So when we say we're also the largest international airline, what we really mean is, if you're going there, so are we. Book now on Emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Beats the drop with Coke Studio. Buy a Coke and stand a chance to win a trip to South Africa, streaming vouchers, VIP festival tickets, and more. Grab your glass bottles, just scan the QR code on the Coke poster and input the code under the white crown. Or grab your plastic bottles, scan the QR code on the label and input the code under the white cap to win prizes instantly. Fanta, Sprite, and Schweppes are in on the fun too. Approved by FCCPC and NLRC. T's and C's apply.
Texting or chatting while driving is not multitasking. It is driving blind. Drive to stay alive at all times. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.